Hey everybody, welcome back to the land of Classic Mercedes. And if you haven't subscribed or liked yet, please do so. If you'd like notifications, please tap the bell and don't forget to share with your friends. So, going forward, one of the things I'm going to talk about today is the steering coupler. This is a steering coupler from a 107, but the 108, 109, 111, 107, 115, 114, and 116 series cars all use this metal steering coupling. This type of coupling was not used on 123, 126, 124, and 129 cars. They used a stronger coupler that doesn't tend to have some of the problems that this one has. So these couplers have two rubber bushings inside that go bad, and in order to change it, frequently on a 107 you have to undo the steering box, slide it out of the way, and install a new coupler on the steering shaft. This sort of repair is not that easy, but I'm going to tell you a trick to make it a little bit easier. This is called a steering box alignment pin. Now, unless you're like some super genius who marks everything, you're going to put this coupling in wrong, and a lot of shops do this. A lot of shops. Most shops actually. Because there are like 36 splines on the end of this thing, and this coupler has to go on with the steering column locked in the straight position, with the steering box locked in the straight position. So the two of them have to line up because of these 36 splines. If the two are not lined up, then you're going to have problems. You're going to be driving down the road with your steering like this, or your steering like that, or your steering like this. Your turn signals won't cancel, which is really annoying to a lot of people, surprisingly. And I mean, I had a friend of mine who had an early 113. The later 113s, like some of the 250s and the 280 SLs, actually had a column U joint, which was really nice. And some of the 115s with column shift automatics, or well, actually early 115 cars had the U joint too, but later ones went back to this design. So how do you know when your steering box is straight? Well, there's a tool. This lovely little silver alignment pin is designed to screw into your steering box. Now on 108, 109, and 113 cars and 111 cars, the screw plug that this goes into is in the top of the steering box. On 107 and 114 and 115 cars, the screw hole is in the bottom of the steering box. So you're gonna screw this in when the steering box is in dead center, and make sure that if you look inside the hole, there's like a little dimple where this point goes. You want to make sure that this is lined up there, and that when you gently take the steering wheel and move it, you can't turn the wheel. And it's got a 12mm head, just like the ceiling plug. So when you see that plug on the bottom of your steering box and say your 450 SL, it's not a drain plug, it's the plug that this goes into. Anyway, another tip: if you strip the 6mm Allen bolts that hold this coupler in, you can actually hammer a 12-point 12mm socket, that is a 12-point 12mm socket, over the head of the bolt, and it will always come out. Most of the time on 108 and 109 series cars, these couplings are easier to get to from the top, but on 107 series cars, the bolts are easier to get to from the bottom. So keep that in mind as well. And early couplers that took bushings, well, and locking clips, well, you can still get all that hardware for about $9 from Mercedes, but I find those bushings just do not last a long time, especially if the car sits. So anyway, that's that. Anyway, for more questions about working on your car steering system, such as alignment or steering box play or anything like that, drop us a line. And if you hear clung, 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 clung when you turn the wheel back and forth on your 450 SL or your 280 SE, it's probably this guy. Have a great day. Thanks for subscribing, and think about supporting us on Patreon. Take good care of your Mercedes. See you next time.